Yes, I released my game on Steam and Epic, and I didn't expect how harsh the consequences would be. I wanted to start this video to encourage you to chase your indie game dreams, but it turns out I was completely wrong. If you didn't watch the video where my journey started, let me put things into context. I developed my game Leave from scratch as a graduation project. Everyone loved it, and it even won first place. I was so happy and proud of what I had achieved, and everyone who saw Leave encouraged me to keep developing it. At the same time, I was aware of my limits and what I could realistically achieve, but I was exhausted to my very last drop of energy, so I decided to put the project aside and take a break for a while. You remember my little brother, right? Say hi to them. I knew that if I wanted to continue developing Leave, I had to upgrade my equipment, especially my PC. It was like a potato, and under pressure it turns into chips. But at that time, I was broke, so I did what anyone would normally do. I applied to multiple jobs at both big and small companies, even Rockstar. My plan was to work, save some money, improve my skills, then continue developing Leave. I was so confident I would be accepted in one of those positions. Hi Mohamed. Thank you for taking the time to submit your application materials for this position at our company. We have reviewed your application and determined that your profile is not a match for the role at this time.
Thank you for taking the time to submit your application.
We have reviewed your I never knew that searching for a job was harder than developing a game itself. But thankfully, I contacted a close friend and found a job as a mobile game developer. And let's not even start talking about the current state of mobile game market and how destructive it is. If you want, I can talk about that in details and why I don't play mobile games. But the important thing is that I worked for a while with respectable friends. And I know what you're thinking. What about Leave? Did I leave it? That voice was always there, telling me to not leave Leave. So the moment I got the chance, I finally acted on it. But before that, I had to create my own studio and design its website. I created Ramdal Games, designed its official website and registered. After that, I published Leave on Steam, and I went through all of those tough days of identity verification, rejection, retrying, creating the store page, screenshots, and details. And during that time, I said to myself, why not publish it on Epic Games as well? So I did. I paid the fee and went through the same process again. But for some reasons, Epic does not allow violent scenes in trailers, so I had to fix that. In the end, everything was ready for the decisive moment. I officially launched the game on Steam and Epic, and I was very excited. But at the same time, I kept my expectation low so I wouldn't get disappointed. But actually, I was surprised by the support of all my friends. Everyone helped me the way they could, and I am grateful to all of you. But unfortunately, that alone was not enough. In general, on Steam, your game was not considered successful early on unless it reached at least 1,000 wishlists. Otherwise, the risk is very high. Game development in general take a long time, even today. That's why it's always important to have a backup plan. During that period, you need a stable income and someone to support you. This is the role of publishers. They provide financial support and help with development and publishing in exchange for a percentage of the game's revenue. And that's what I did. I applied to several publishers hoping to find one that matched my needs. At the same time, there was a global game jam event. So I decided to participate with my friends. As you know, this is an opportunity to discover new things and maybe find someone who could help me. I really had an amazing time with everyone and met many new friends. My goal was simply to enjoy myself and break away from the usual routine. And that's what we did. Our game was, let's say, fun. And everyone who played it was loyal from the bottom of their heart. Of course we didn't win, but we experienced many fun and difficult moments. And that's was the goal from the start. After that, I went straight back to my daily routine of work and programming. What surprised me was I received many responses from publishers. Some liked the game, but their terms didn't fit my needs. Others didn't feel my story matched their requirements. And my advice to you is this. Never sign with a publisher immediately. Read the contract carefully and ask all your questions first, then decide. Unfortunately, I didn't find anything that satisfied me. Once again, I found myself completely alone. And just as a reminder, up to this point, Leave was still parked on the site. One day I had an honest conversation with myself. What do you really want to do? Do you want to continue living like this? Yes, you can earn a living. But this is not what I want. I want to continue developing my game. My goal is not profit, but delivering a message. I want to expose the dark reality of our world and what the weak go through every day. Here the motivation started coming back, even with little support. I told myself, okay, it doesn't matter. Try again. Don't care about the result. Focus on the path. So I did it. I quit my job and invested all my savings into new equipment. I immediately bought new components with the latest specs of CPU, GPU and everything else. I put myself into Gear 5th mode, built a PC, updated everything, and I was fully ready. I called it the Leave build. Its purpose was not to play games, but to create something that might help someone one day. I didn't care what would happen next. And if you're wondering, yes, it happened. I sat there for hours, just staring at the screen, doing nothing. Then I started from zero, a new project, and a clear list of everything I needed to fix and find solutions for, especially my pipeline. I invested in some useful assets and started implementing items from my list one by one. At the same time, I took a small detour and fixed an issue in the ORS software. The video about that is already on the channel. And by the way, I noticed that when I say don't forget to like the video, the button changes color. Don't forget to subscribe as well. Subscribe. Does it actually change color? Nah, just kidding. Of course, it should come from genuine conviction. Let's get back to the topic. I started from zero, not completely, but I focused on fixing the most important foundations. I started with the Unity interface itself and added multiple tools to improve daily workflow, from the hierarchy and project window to the inspector. I added shortcuts for many tasks and features that strangely enough are still not officially supported in Unity. Just look at the original interface and how it looks now. Then I moved directly to the input system. I already had a system from the previous video, but I rebuilt it entirely. It is now data-driven and doesn't rely on any game object. It runs automatically in the background and it's available across the entire project. I also added many features that cover everything I needed and more. Then I created a custom debugging tool that gives you full control of who can send logs, with many additionals and features. After that, I moved to one of the biggest problems everyone faces in Unity: Unity events. Currently, the event supports only one parameter, and it has to be of a specific type, like string, int or float. If these conditions are not met, the function won't even appear. So I had this crazy idea. Why not create a dynamic variable that can transform into almost any type and support everything, with the ability to add any custom variable I want? And that's exactly what I did. I fully programmed it, and I built the custom events on top of it. And the result was a million times better than the Unity events. I didn't stop there. I made it fully supports timeline as well. If you remember, I talked about this problem in the previous video. It was one of the things that bothered me the most. I was using a completely impractical workaround, putting everything into a single string parameter and then decoding it. But it was heavy and error prone. With this solution, I removed all of that. Also, I added a generator that lets you add your own variable without writing any code. I didn't stop there either. I added an in-game editor inside the game itself, giving you control of almost everything, with the ability to save changes directly to the project from anywhere. This allows any tester to make changes in the game and send them to me to apply, along with many other features. I also added many helper functions, new expanded save system, custom physics, a rotation clumper, which for some reasons doesn't exist in Unity, and an auto-reference system that lets you forget something called NullReferenceException entirely with just one word, and much more. All these tools are coming soon, and I will share them in detail with everyone. The auto-reference tool is already officially available on the Unity Asset Store, and more is coming soon. If you want these tools and want to support me, I would really appreciate it. And here we reach the biggest problem. Right now, I have exhausted all my savings on everything mentioned. I no longer have any way to continue developing the game. In the end, you need an income during that period, and I currently have no official job and no incomes at all. And the wishlist count is not promising either, just around 200. And if I continue development under these conditions, I will put myself in a very bad corner, a place nobody wants to be in. And once again, I started losing that motivation and drive to continue. Should I stop here and not sink deeper? Is this the end of Leave? Honestly, I don't have a clear answer. But I can say one thing. I cannot continue if the game itself has no future. If the rejection is clear, then everything is clear. But the problem is that Leave is not known yet. Those who know it tell me to continue with it, while my current situation and logic say the opposite. And here I reach the final chapter. My main goal with Leave is clear, delivering my message in my own way to support the oppressed. So I asked myself, why not take it further and share this journey with everyone, with all its best and worst moments? From here I created my channels and decided to share my journey with the world. If the people don't like it, I will move on to something else. And that's what I did. I started sharing my journey with everyone, with the entire world. Every video has two versions, Arabic and English. In the end, I'm not developing my game for myself. I'm sharing it with you. I give the best I can. I focus on quality, not quantity. I prioritize honesty and transparency. This is my goal. And as usual, YouTube doesn't support this kind of content and prefer other things. But I won't give up. I will continue no matter what happens. Then something I didn't expect happened. I was surprised by your massive support. Everyone wanted me to continue, and that's what brought that feeling back to life in me again. Give your best, never hold back, even if it takes years. What matters is creating something honest, something that helps and inspires others. Don't focus on the result, focus on the path. Honestly, thank you for all this support. This is exactly what I needed. Honest opinions and a friend's advice, not just numbers and money. And to give you better news, I have regained my determination. From now on, I will start sharing more. I will share the tools I developed to help you. And you, yes you will be part of Developing Live. You can officially join us on our Discord group, so we can help each other from all around the world. Whether you are a developer interested in this field or you want to contribute, the link in the video description. And if you want to support me financially, you will find the official link to my Unity Asset Store where all the tools I use in Live are available. And honestly, you brought hope back to me. From the bottom of my heart, thank you.